Guys, welcome back, and this is the last video from me. I'm gonna pass you over to Josh, who will show you how to optimize this thing and texture it in Substance Painter and all that. Before we finish, we still need to do a few things. First of all, what I want to do is want to place this name here, Valker, and the decal itself is from March membership decal, so Blender Bros membership decal pack. So if you're interested in getting these, simply hop on our membership. I don't have them here in this Blender. I think I have to open this Blender. So there you go, March membership, and one of them is going to be the one that we need. But I'm going to recreate it in Blender, and I'm going to show you how I did that. Probably going to use a similar font, maybe a bit more relaxed. So anyway, these decals are available on March. Let me just go back and let's add a text here. So Shift A and add a text. We're gonna need to change font because the default fonts in Blender are a bit shite. So let's go here and grab a text. Let's just rotate it. So RX90 and RZ90, and let's go here and font, and we're gonna load one of these fonts I have here. So this is one of the fonts I have on my computer, this one, Microgramma De-Extended Bold. It's a paid font, so I cannot provide you this font in, but I can provide you the text, that's actually a geometry, right? So Valker, right? And we're gonna create a bit more spacing between the letters, so go here to the bottom and spacing between characters. We're gonna increase that. Hang on a second. There we go. It is working. You need to be in object mode. There we go. Let's just scale this a little bit on Z and move it in here. Scale it down, and something like that. Somewhere here we can pop it, underneath here. This is a good placement for it, and we're going to solidify that. So let's just Control A and Visual to Mesh, and then we're going to solidify it, press 2 to solidify it both ways, right? And then GX and move it out, and let's just sharpen. And it's going to be an absolute mess in terms of geo, so we need to go here to Operations and Clean Mesh. And even so, we need to still fix a few things. Okay, so for example, this R here needs a little bit of work because it's a absolute bastard. So we need to remove a few of these. So let's just remove a few of these, maybe even these as well, and kind of like that. And we're going to mirror this to the other side. So we're going to symmetrize it. So D symmetry, and boom. And I'm going to remove that edge here from the R to dissolve edges to fix the problem. We're gonna cut this one here. So here we're gonna cut it with box cutter. Press K for knife. And we're gonna remove this rubbish. So dissolve edges, and dissolve edges, and this should be okay. Alright, so let's now try to cut it. Okay, so let's scale it down a bit, and let's see that, Shift 2, and let's see that it's a bit too deep, so let's move it out here. So now we're going to use a cool trick with hard ups here. Let's grab these two pieces and go to local mode. Let's apply a secondary bevel here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to Operations and click on Step, and then we're going to cut that difference, and we're going to have a kind of a different bevel here. Okay, so have a scroll and GX and move it out, and this bevel here is going to be basically smaller. Okay, so smaller bevel on these letters, and we do need to sort of connect it. So let's select this shape and let's grab a knife, and in fact what we could do something like this, and space, and then connect it here, and connect it here. That's okay, and Shift 2, and boom, there's your Now on the other side, you can't mirror that, because if you mirror it, it's gonna be reverse, you know, gonna be reverse text, right? So what we need to do is ever scroll, right? We need to shift the X, move it in here. We need to rotate it on Z by 180, move it back here to the more or less the same spot, and, you know, difference, right? And GX and move it out, okay? All right. And the same problem, we need to, you know, fix the shading. So select this K, and let's just, you know, let's just run a knife here and run a knife all the way here to these, like that, okay? And shift 2, and you got name on the gun. And now be careful, because when you apply smart apply, the main bevel gonna get applied, so be careful, right? You know, weighted normals and Bob your uncle, and you got a name on the gun. You can keep it, you can remove it, it's up to you. We could make this a bit more shallow if you wanted to, but I think it's pretty cool. Looks just, you know, really awesome. Sweet. This could be also done, of course, in Substance Painter, which is going to be much easier. So you don't really have to do that here, or you can just bake it, you know, it's up to you, right? Like I said, but be careful with the bevels, because now when you apply Smart Apply, you're going to be in world of trouble. So just like I was here with the all these mirrors, I have no idea what happened over there. I'm still confused a little bit, right? So here, I remember we had this front here was actually chamfered. I remember that. So let's do that. Cool. Peachy. And bottom is okay. That's no problem. Let's check if everything is fine. Now here in the front, we need a cutout for this rail to go into. Yeah, so here we could use this rail, to be honest, Shift D and make it bigger and move it up a little bit like that, and sort of cut it in. So let's just remove the bevel and weighted normals, and select this one and difference. And how we're looking? We're looking all right, but there's something weird going with the mirror here. Let me see that. This one is not in the middle. We could select these shapes, you know, Shift select this plate here and Alt X and mirror, and this is gonna fix our problem a little bit, right? This one should be mirrored as well. So let me see that. There are two mirrors going on in here. Let me see these mirrors. The mirror to the bottom, I don't need it, so whichever it is. This mirror, I don't know what it does, but we can remove that. And it should be fine. And there's an absolute mess of a disaster here in terms of geo. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slice this, guys. I'm gonna slice it because it's just too messy, alright? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run a cutter here like this, okay? And with the cut, and I'm gonna just simply slice that thing, alright? So I don't really need this to be happening over there. Now we gotta be careful with the bevel, because bevel is set to weight. Actually could be angle, and when it's angle we should be fine. Also, this face is not straight here, so SZ0, there we go. This one should be SX0, there we go. And this one should be SZ0, there we go. And then everything is peachy. So now we could mirror this, you know, across the shape again. So Shift select this one and mirror. There we go. That's better than Shift 2. And I think we're good. So now here we're gonna have a problem with this cutter as well. So let's just recover the cutter. And we're gonna cut the cutter. So SY and scale it in, right? And we're gonna slice this cutter, guys, because it's just mental, right? So slice that, and this is gonna fix our problem, right? Sharpen, and we're gonna grab this edge here, okay, this entire edge, right? and you know, simply GX and just move it in. Okay, so right, so it's gonna fit really nicely here, so that's pretty cool. Press 3 to clean it, and you know, that is really nice. That looks like a proper, you know, sort of a cart. Here we have these edges which are not needed, so we need to clean that. So in fact, we can select everything in here and simply, you know, mark, and then shift tilde and mark to mark just the edges. All right, the rest is not needed. And we could also chamfer that. It's gonna look a bit better. Okay, so chamfer here, right, and chamfer here in the back, although this back is unchamferable due to the cutout. In fact, this cutout is stupid. I'm gonna remove it, so you know, just let's get rid of it. So select all these verts here, and select this one and Alt A and left. Whoa, okay then, boom, like this, and this one here, and this one here, and then mirror, and it's sorted, right? So this edge, we don't need it to be, in fact, we don't need this edge at all. So dissolve it and dissolve it. Perfect. Right, let's apply the mirror. Okay, and then we can do this. So dissolve the edge in the middle, dissolve this rubbish, dissolve this rubbish. Oh, we can't because of the cutout. Cool. Select that and Control B and chamfer. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, okay. Here we could add another element, you know. Control click on curve extract, go to local. We could grab these two and just delete only faces. Okay, select these verts, right, and shift Control B like this, and then we could go to mesh tools and curve extract and press S and scale it down, and you know, have something like this here. Let's just create a geometry out of this. So in fact, what we could do, we could move them here. Oh, that's interesting. And make them smaller. So visual to mesh, select everything, and then P by loose parts. Okay, solid view, shift S to geo, which will move origin points back, and then you can scale them on individual origins, right, to make them smaller like that. And you know, we could move them, we could actually move them over here, or you know, or there, and we could create some kind of like a latch in here. So one more time, select these two, right, or in fact we could select these two, you know, this time. Okay, so we could select these two, right, and this, okay, and this, and you know, shift curve extract out, and let's just go to local, and let's see, let's just apply this smaller bevel and select all in edit mode, shift S and P and by loose parts, solid view, shift S to geometry, and then we need a local orientation, so transformation. So here plus, select them both, right, and SZ, also SY, there we go. It will work. If it doesn't work, select the faces and then do GY. Okay, there we go. And then one more GY, make it shorter. Cool. And shift DY and move it in here, and then grab these, right, and grab these two, select these buggers, and in fact these edges could be selected GG, and you know, do something like this, select these two and E extruded, right, and then you know, let me see that this could be connected here. I'll mark this sharp thing, weighted normals. Okay, So we need to mirror these buggers because I think this other one is already mirrored. Yep. So Alt-X and mirror and, you know, Bob's your uncle. That's a really small detail. Here we need some stock, so kind of a, you know, softer end to the stock. So Shift Curve Extract and Sharpen. Let's make it smaller and let's make it rounder. So we could apply scale here. So scale, come on, scale, right? And we could round these up first. I would say 6 segments, maybe it's enough. And then we could select this entire bit here and create kind of like a cushion. So 8 segments, right? At the end here, see? Cool, cool. I think this chamfer here disappeared too from this trigger. Remember there was a chamfer here, so operations multiply. Double check if the bevel didn't get applied. It didn't. Awesome. Let's grab this and, you know, let's apply this chamfer back because we lost it. There we go. That's better. It's gonna create a bit of a highlight here, which is cool. Trigger is surviving. That's good. And everything else is peachy, I think. Now, all I want to know is everything is symmetrical. This one also needs some kind of cuts or whatnot here on the front. Maybe something like this, you know. And cut. Alright. Nothing fancy. Just a cut. And here in the front, I was thinking that here I could create 2 more cuts. So Shift V and Object. And 2 more cuts here. Okay. X. And this should be mirrored to the other side. It already mirrored automatically, which is great. And we could inset them a little bit or outset them, you know, so G, Y, and move it out, for example, right? So, you know, sharpen it and let's just lower the bevel and G, Y, and move it out a little bit further, like this, and select this face and then Shift 7 on the numpad, or like I say, you could use the this menu here with hard ups. So this one, align view. Let's just actually assign a shortcut here. So assign a shortcut Control Q. So Control Q, you can, you know, rotate it with Shift, Alt, or Control. Really handy. So I'm gonna use a Control click, and then you can cut in all kinds of directions. This is really extremely useful for, you know, kind of weird angles. Like this, right? And this one could be cut like that. Okay. And let's just align here. There we go. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna sharpen this and bevel this here with 8 segments. So it's gonna be rounded over there. In fact, this could be rounded here too. Mark and 4 segments. Oh yes, we need screws in here. I forgot about that. Small ones. So let's just grab these and Shift D and, you know, hold Control. Also, this one needs weighted normals. And hold Control here. Scale it down. And, you know, move it in here. And GZZ. And GX. Right. And then Shift D, Y. GY here. Cool. Select them both. And select that and Alt-X and mirror. And then we're gonna select them too, these two, and Shift DY and move it over. So over here, GY. Hold Shift and well, that's a really nice, neat details. Like when you add small details, it's gonna look, make it look really posh. Basically, I have no clue what the hell happened here again. Dude, like, what the hell is happening to my arrays, man? For real. Look at this. My arrays are fucked now. Okay. Let's remove the array. So displays and radial array. And let's move cursor here. And mesh tools and radial array. Boom, that's one. Here, let's remove it again. And Shift S to select it. And mesh tools, radial array. X, X. And I think we're done, right? This one could be a little bit more dense, to be honest. There we go. That's better. Select them both on H to hide them. Cool. So I think we're good now. Alright guys, well that's it from me. I'm gonna pass it over to Josh, who will show you how to optimize this mesh, how to create a low poly, how to bake maps, how to bring it to Substance Painter, and how to texture it. And then we're gonna hop in back to Blender. I'm gonna render it and create some really cool, images at the end. I actually want to create a chamfer here too, like a small one. Yeah, nice. Okay, well, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video.